right, so here we have a 2004 Hyundai Santa Fe. We need to do front brakes. So we're going to opt on this one. We're going to do what's called just pad slap. Basically just replacing the pad. We don't have any real grooves in here. There is a specification of how thick the rotor is. Everything seems to be good. You know, we don't have a pulsation in the wheel when we brake. We're doing the least expensive repair we can do for the brake job. So everything checks out. There's no dangerous parts that we're skipping over. So we're going to be removing the caliper. We're going to push back the piston, draining out the old fluid, putting the new pads on. So this is what they call a pad slap, the least expensive way to do the brakes. This is the minimum that you could do. So we'll go ahead and we'll remove the caliper. We're going to have two mounting bolts. I believe they are 14 millimeter. All right, so with the caliper, the mounting bolts. All right, so we'll remove the pads. We do want to make note if we have any kind of squealers. So we have the squealer at the top on the back side. So you can see, rule of thumb, when the brake pad's friction material is the same size as the backing plate, it is time to do brakes. So we're definitely getting down there. All right, so it looks like we have just one anti-friction pad on the outside. So I'll have to put this on the new pad. All right, so what we're going to do is we want to push the piston back. We're going to use our old pads. Now this is a dual piston. So once we put the tool to push back, we want to use the center to push them both back at the same time. We may have to use one of the new pads for the distance. The tool might not have enough throw. So we'll get this in here and get some pressure on it. Okay, so we want to open the bleeder up. So we'll remove the dust cap. We want to block the line off. We're going to put a clamp on the line so we don't push any fluid back into the system. That the fluid that we are pushing out of the caliper is exiting the vehicle. Okay, so we ran out of throw. 'Cause we don't have enough distance. We're going to grab another pad, put another one into play there. All right, these are some brake pads that we got from Auto Parts Direct to You. And these pads come with the hardware. Looks like they come with a new squealer on the back, so we do not have to transfer the other one over. Okay, so the piston's all the way back. Go ahead and tighten the bleeder up, just finger tight, just so we don't keep dripping. Now we can take our hose clamp off. Alright, so now we'll go to putting the pads on. Alright, so the inner pad, squealer was on top, so we got that one. We have some hardware here. I'm going to go ahead and remove the old ones. Okay, so we're putting our new pads in. Now these pads do come with the anti-vibration pad or the squeal pad, or whatever you want to call it. So we'll go ahead and put them in. Now the back pad had the squealer, so we want to make sure that it was on the upside. All right. I'm going to put the caliper on and make sure that we didn't twist anything. All the cable, the brake hose is not twisted or bound or anything like that. Go ahead and put the two caliper bolts back in. All right, so we're going to tighten these up. We're going to go to the other side. We're going to do the exact same thing. Once we get done with that, then we'll do a quick little gravity bleed to ensure all the air is out of the system, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, so now we're going to do a gravity bleed. We want to fill the master cylinder reservoir up. All right, so now we have it filled. We're going to go down below. We're going to open the bleeders up and do a gravity bleed. Okay, so to do the gravity bleed, we have the cap off the reservoir, fully full of fluid. We're going to loosen the bleeders. Oh, they'll start dripping. We're just kind of doing a push through, letting the gravity of the weight do its thing. So we'll go open the other side now. All right, so this one's flowing pretty good. We're going to go ahead and tighten this one up. We're going to let the other one catch up there, let it flow like that. The main idea here is just letting the fluid run through. We never want to let the reservoir run dry because that would introduce air on the top side, and we'd have to work that bubble all the way down to below. All right, so we did the gravity bleed. You can see the fluid drop down to here from being filled up. So now we're going to just slowly pump the brakes. That will engage the pad to the rotor. It's going to drop just a little bit more. So pumping the brakes before you put the wheels on, before you move the vehicle is always good, is a must, because you will be panic braking to get the calipers to preload while you're rolling if you do not. So we've sucked in a little bit here, so we're starting to get some pedal pressure now. So we're engaged. So we'll go ahead and adjust it just up to the max just a little bit. All right, so we're all ready to put the tires on, take it for a test drive, and then we're done with the brake jobs.